Hello and welcome. My name is Hannah, and today we're using oil pastels, and I'm really excited about it. So, I actually haven't been using oil pastels in a few months. It's been a while, and the reason why, I feel like there's a lot of reasons why. I get really excited and motivated to draw and get creative when I don't know how to use a product. It's like the excitement of learning something new that keeps me really excited to continue. You know what I mean? So once I felt like I figured out, quote unquote, I figured out oil pastels, then it kind of was like, oh, well, there's nothing else to learn. So they just kind of sat there and I didn't do anything with them for a really long time. But luckily for me, I have like a horrible short-term memory problem where I can't remember how to use anything if they sit for a long time. So, would that be a short-term memory? Maybe that's a long-term memory problem. I don't know. I can't remember. There's just been so much going on in like my personal emotions and life and stuff that really doesn't need to happen, but it just happens. So hopefully, I imagine that this voiceover is going to go a lot more chit-chatty than normal. So if you're interested in that, I guess stick around. Let's hang out and draw together. So why am I doing oil pastels today? I guess the reason for that is because I felt like it's been a really long time and therefore it's going to be a challenge to learn to use them again. And that's true. I started drawing this fish and immediately I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, that was mission success. I genuinely lost all memory, and that's how I like it, I guess. There's also, there's so much that I have in my head that I really just want to talk about, and it's all trying to come out at the same time. So I'm going to try to just pick something and we'll go from there. Okay, so you know how when you beat a boss, if you play video games, you know what I'm talking about. It's really fun to beat a boss, right? But if the boss is too easy, it's not fun, really. It's just like, why? Okay, cool. But when the boss is really hard, then you have to work at beating him and you have to keep fighting him. And sometimes it takes days and days and days of just fighting the same boss and getting frustrated at not beating him and only getting an inch further every time. But every time you do get an inch closer to beating him, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting better. And you can see your progress and it's really exciting, right? But then once you beat the boss, it's like, oh my gosh, you get this wave of like, you feel so proud of yourself. And then you sit with it for a second and then you're like, well, now what? You got the goal that you were aiming for. And now that the goal is over, now what? And that's kind of what is happening to me right now. So I'm talking specifically about my creature videos. That was something that has always been a part of me, is creating these weirdos, and they all have a story, but it feels like, okay, all of these creatures and their stories are deeply important to me. Like, they mean more to me than they should. And so it feels vulnerable to share them. And I feel like, I don't know, I might get made fun of for it, but I want to stay true to myself. Like, that's important to me too. So when I started doing the creature videos, it was kind of just to like test out the waters a little bit to see if I could still feel safe. to still feel safe while being vulnerable. And so it's like I had a handful of cards and I would show you one card. But slowly I started showing you more and more cards, and that's been really exciting for me. And I all of my thoughts are just like exploding with possibilities for future things that I could create, and that's really exciting. So I feel this is okay. How does this all tie into that boss talk that I was talking about before? I've been trying to kind of figure out what direction I want to head with my creature storytelling. And I feel like my last week's video with the robots was the first boss. And every creature video that I had put out before, up to that point, was like getting 1 inch further. And I wasn't sure, like I knew that there was some way that I wanted to portray it, but I didn't know how. I was getting 1 inch further every time. But then once I got to the robot video, I was like, okay, this is the direction that I'm gonna head. So I think that that's really exciting, but now that I've figured that out, I kind of am like, my brain has shut off. And where do I go from here? So why am I doing this fish? It's not a fish anymore. I'm working on a man. Sorry, I'm not talking at all about the art that I'm doing. I hope that's okay. I feel like once I hit that point of that, like, yes, this is the direction that I'm gonna go, now my brain has completely shut off in like the creative everything imaginatory, is that the word? I can't think of anything to draw that's from my head. So that's all that to say. That's why I'm drawing a spread going off of references. Also, by the way, I think that my hand motion meant I'm done for today, but it's also kind of funny because it looks like I'm blessing the drawing. Because the way that the lighting is, it looks like my hand is glowing. So I thought that was really funny. So should we talk about this art at all? I really like fish. So I drew this goldfish, and did you like it? I mean, I think it was really fun. Yeah, I struggled a lot with the eye that was closest to the blue. I went way too big on a lot of things, but I slowly started getting my stride on like, okay, this is how to use oil pastels again. So once I finished the fish, like I started the fish in like, how do I use these? And then I finished it being like, oh yeah, this is how you use them again. So then I was like, let's just pick a reference that is really hard, that fits the spot, first of all, and is a little bit challenging. But I didn't feel like scrolling a lot on Pinterest. Like I get scroll fatigue. So as soon as I saw something that felt like it would fit and that wasn't AI as far as I could tell, then I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do this one. I'm not gonna think about it, I'll just do it. If I thought about it really hard, I would have talked myself out of it because fabric and wrinkles inside of fabric is super difficult, especially this part that I'm working on specifically. But yeah, I didn't think about it, so that saved me, or cursed me, who knows? Now, I decided that I was going to try it even though it was hard, and I decided to only pick 2 colors and go, and if it felt okay after those 2 colors were done, then I would lean into like creating a darker shadow or creating highlights. So that's what I ended up doing. Was once those 2 colors were done, then I found a way to kind of build off of those 2 colors and gave it like a deeper shadow or a highlight, you know, kind of what I just said. I've actually been talking a lot to my husband about like the direction that I'm wanting to go, and he's like, do whatever you want, but I'm like, no, please help me. Give me some kind of a direction. Tell me what to do. And he's like, I don't know what you should do. Anyway, that's all beside the point. He has an idea that he's been trying to tell me to do for like a really long time, and I'm so stubborn that I don't, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. That's way too hard. But with the creature videos specifically, he has been really vocalizing that I should move forward with a book. And I have read your comments, and a lot of you guys said that I should do that too. And I definitely heard you guys. Like, I read your comments, even though I'm really awkward sometimes with responding. I haven't been really receptive to the idea of it because I haven't felt like I don't know where to start. And that is like, if I don't know how to start something, then that pushes it, it like really crushes me. I will not start anything if I don't know where to begin. But after my first boss with the robot story that I was telling, I was really, did I even say about why that was the first boss for me? I feel like I finally, with the robot video, got to a point where I could tell the whole story and feel really proud of it. That's why it felt like a boss to me. I don't think I said that. Anyway, so once I beat that boss, then I became more receptive to leaning into something bigger. And so, yeah, I've just been using my husband as like a sounding board for what direction I should move in. So that's really exciting to think about. But in the meantime, I can't think of anything creative. Do you want to know what TV show I've been watching? I know you do. The Burrows. Have you guys been watching that too? I think it's like #1 on Netflix or something right now. So if you haven't seen it, you should probably see it because it's really, really good. And okay, so the plot is, first of all, it's written by the same people who wrote Stranger Things. So if you liked Stranger Things, you're going to like this. It's set in an old folks like retirement home neighborhood type of thing, and there's something really weird going on that all the old folks have to get together and solve this conundrum of the weird thing that's going on. I think the thing that I like the most about it is actually the fact that they're old people, because it's one of those things where if something weird happens in real life and you don't really know how to handle it and you're very confused and lost because you're just a child at heart, you look around for like the more of an adult, somebody more adulting than you. But the fact that all of the main characters in this show are more adult than I am, I can like relax. Like I don't stress so much about if they have it covered because I know they do, because more adult people than me have got it covered. Anyway, have you guys been watching that? And do you love it? Because I really want to know. What else has been happening? It's summer now, so the kids are off of school, which means that, oh yeah, that was also something that I really wanted to talk about. My days are a lot busier now, so I'm going to try to keep up my once a week schedule, but I don't really know exactly how the summer's going to play out. I also have a job. But luckily I work from home, so it's really like a very flexible schedule because I work from home, which is awesome. But yeah, it's something that like I don't want to stop drawing during the summer just because I'm busy. Like me having this hobby is really important for me because it stops my brain. I get anxiety a lot. Man, I'm just dumping everything on you today. I have anxiety and I'm a very severely introverted person, and yeah, I need some kind of an outlet. Otherwise, I'll just stew on things and just go in circles around and round in my head until I create some kind of a problem that doesn't exist. So art has become something of an outlet to get like those anxieties out. And if I keep my hands busy, then it can't turn into like a depression or something just as debilitating, which sucks, but it's also really nice. So I need to force myself to get creative even when I don't want to, because in the long run, it's going to help me. Shoot, what else should we talk about? I'm reading Harry Potter to the kids. I think that I've been subliminally messaging myself because a couple weeks ago, I drew Ron Weasley, and I think that kind of started it all for me. So it's really fun. I told the kids that I would start reading Harry Potter over the summer, and so at nighttime, we all gather up in one room, and I read Harry Potter for like 45 minutes every night, and it's really cool. We just got to the part where Hagrid got really mad at Uncle Vernon for not sharing the news that Harry is a wizard. So that's really exciting. Harry Potter was actually the first book that got me really into reading. I never really read books before, but when I was in 4th grade, I had a really amazing teacher who read Harry Potter to us. And it was the year that Harry Potter came out for the movie. So we read Harry Potter, and then the teacher scheduled it so that we finished Harry Potter like 2 days before the movie came out. So we took a field trip. We walked down to the local movie theater as a class, and like a bunch of parents came and stuff too. And we watched Harry Potter on like the first day that it came out, and it was really, really cool. That's like core memory. I had so many memories just from that class that stuck with me. I feel like that teacher really just took time out. He went above and beyond as a teacher to make it so that childhood was fun. Like his class, he even had like 30 guinea pigs. And there were there was one snake and a turtle. So yeah, we had guinea pigs. Like half of our classroom was tanks of guinea pigs, and we would go to the fair or the festival or something, and we would somehow these guinea pigs were winning awards. Just based on like how they looked. I don't know how that works. Looking back, I'm like, that was so out of the box. Like, how did that even become a thing? But it was really cool. I'm glad that, like, I feel so lucky to have had a teacher like that, because I feel like that's so rare. But this beetle, I looked around a little bit. I feel like all of these are like all of the things that I drew today in the video, because I haven't talked about the video like hardly at all. I feel like all of these things that I'm drawing are spirit animals for the other things. They're all kind of the same thing. Like, they share the same essence, but in different forms. So I think that's kind of funny. But I wanted to try something for this beetle that, I don't know, I think by this point I kind of didn't care if it was exactly like the reference, because I feel really happy with how the guy turned out. So I hit that spot in my brain of being like, okay, yes, I did something good. Now I can kind of explore and experiment a little bit. And I don't really like how the beetle shell turned out. Specifically the top half of it. I was trying some kind of like stippling where like I bounce I try to get like a bunch of dots on the top of the shell to try to mimic like that texture that was there, and I don't really like how it turned out. I don't know how I could fix it, but at this point I just kind of wanted to be like, well, I experimented and I learned something, but I'm not going to try to fix it. So I was taking this to be like an experimental one instead of a problem-solving one. Yeah, so I am almost done with this spread, and yeah, I had a really good time just chatting with you. So thanks for sticking around if you did stick around, and I will see you in the next one. Toodaloo.